Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So, today, as you can see from the title, is going to be an introduction to a new series that I'm going to be calling Psychology Sundays. So this video is briefly going to be about what the series is going to consist of, what the main goal is what the main thing is I want to achieve with this series. I'm going to be going over the things I'll be doing on the Psychology Sundays and what you could expect to follow from that over a long period of time. So let's get straight into it. So we have 4 boxes here, and these 4 will be covered every Psychology Sunday, which is going to be every Sunday. I'm going to be going over all the traits from that week. So, for example, if today was not the introduction, but let's say today was the Psychology Sunday, I would be going over the traits from this week, whether that was a test trade or whether that was a real trade. I'll be going over them. I'll be asking questions about it. I'll be reflecting about it. I'll be mindful about it. I'll be setting like psychological goals or just holding myself accountable, making sure I reflect really and see and understand what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right. So let's get straight into it. Let's start with the first thing, which is the weekly trade review and emotional reflection. So the main focus will be to analyze a few key traits from the week, both good and bad. So it says few because obviously, like this is made so anyone can use it, and I know there's a lot of people that trade like 6 times in a day. Like it may sound crazy to you, but there's people that trade like upwards of 5+ times a day. So just take a few from that week, both good and bad, and you're gonna ask yourself questions. This is what I'm going to be doing. What went right? Now, for example, I took an A+ setup and followed my trading plan perfectly. That's a good thing. That's something that went right. What went wrong? Example, I hesitated on an entry because I was overanalyzing, missing a good trade. You have times when you're obviously doing something right, but there's also something you're doing wrong. There's always room for improvement. And that's what these 2 questions try to get out of you so you can really see it. Then, how did emotions influence your decisions? Did everything that went right was emotional influence? Or was that just really you just actually like saying, okay, I am going to take an A+ setup, nothing else? And did emotions influence whatever went wrong? For example, fear of losing made me close a winning trade too early. Now, I know plenty of traders that close a winning trade too early or that move their stop losses way too early, and then they always get taken out of the trade, and then it would have been a winner. So it's really important. And the action that would have to follow with all this is to identify a way to reinforce positive behavior and prevent negative actions next week. For example, next week I will trust my stop loss to stay in the trade. And that's where, like, when you say, oh, I will trust this or I'll do this, if you end up not doing it, you're not holding yourself accountable. And then you'll know what your problem is. And then it's up to you whether you want to, like, not think about that anymore or if you want to do something about it. Next up, emotional response and mindfulness. The focus from this would be to reflect on how emotions impacted your trading. For example, I felt anxious after taking 2 losses in a row and jumped into a trade impulsively. Then what you're going to want to do is to discuss to yourself or with friends or whoever. Obviously, like most of us, we don't really talk to our families or friends about what we do, but just discuss ways to manage emotions better. For example, before trading, I'll take 5 minutes to do a breathing exercise and calm my nerves. Although it sounds so weird and cringe, like, oh, I'll do breathing exercises before my trading. Yeah, sure, it sounds weird, but we all can agree that psychology is the biggest thing in trading. And what helps calm you down? What helps calm down your mental? Breathing. Breathing exercises do. Meditating do. Sleeping well does. Drinking enough water does. All these things pair in with your mental. So, whether you like it or not, 5 minutes to do a breathing exercise would be a very good way to calm your nerves and be able to take trades better by managing your emotions better. Next up, setting weekly psychological goals. The focus here will be to establish one or two small psychological goals for the upcoming week. Notice how it says one or two small psychological goals and not like something crazy. The reason for that is because you don't want to overdo the psychology, because this is not something you can change overnight. This is not something you can change in a week. This is not something you can change in a month or half a year. Obviously, half a year, you could change a lot psychologically. But I'm saying that because there's a lot of people that can't. Because they don't surpass that barrier. They don't get over the main threshold. Or over the mean threshold. And that's what's holding them back. So it's important to just keep one or two small psychological goals. For example, one of these goals could be, I will take only setups that meet my criteria, even if it means fewer trades. I've done this before. I've had a week where I had my setup appear 5 times in that week. And then I had 2 or 3 consecutive weeks where there was no setup for me between the times that I trade. So that would be an example goal. Just, I will only take setups that meet my criteria, even if it means fewer trades. And that's a good thing. You don't always want to be trading. Now, another example would be, if I lose 2 trades in a row, I'll take a break before reviewing my setups. This is super important. If you take 2 trades or 1 trade and you take a loss, when we lose, we tend to, like, in a way, still not see what we did wrong. Like, we'll be able to see something. We'll be like, oh yeah, something is wrong, so it must be this. But the best thing to do would be take a break, take like 10, 20, 30 minutes, however long you need, and then come back to the charts and then review what you took. This will help your mind just get off the thoughts of taking the trade, get off the charts, just not think about that for a second. Obviously, you'll still be thinking about it because you lost. But it's important to just be able to get off of it for a little bit. And then when you return to the screen, you'll be able to have a clearer mind going through the chart. Now, the action would be to review these goals next Sunday and assess how well you followed through. So, reviewing the goals and assessing how well you follow through them will be able to help you keep track of how you're doing psychologically. Because if all these boxes get ticked off, like you did everything good, psychologically, you're going to be doing a hell of a lot better than without something like this. And that's why I'm going to be doing this. Now, then the last box we got over here is self-accountability. The focus would be to be your own accountability partner by reflecting on your psychological performance. For example, I did a good job sticking to my plan, but I felt frustrated after the second losing trade. How did I manage my emotions in that moment? Then you would want to reflect on your strengths and areas for improvement from a psychological perspective. For example, next time I'll step away for a few minutes after back-to-back losses to reset mentally. And that comes straight back to setting the weekly psychological goals. Take a break and then reviewing your setup so you can reset mentally. Whether that's 10% reset, 20%, it does not matter. If you take a little break, it'll be better than if you didn't. Now, this is essentially what I'm going to be doing every Sunday. And if I don't do it every Sunday, then I'm not keeping myself accountable and I'm not staying true to myself. And you guys will see if I'm like doing it or not, because I'll be posting it. So for me, it's almost difficult not to do this, because now I've said I'm going to do it. I know I have to do it, because if I don't do it, I'm a loser. So yeah, so that's basically going to cover the introduction of Psychology Sundays. If you guys want to use this as well, I'll post this. I'll make a separate channel on my Discord, and I'll post this in there. So if you would like to improve your psychology, but you don't know how to do that, and you don't really have a template, and you just want something to start with, a basis, you can hop on the Discord. The link is in the description, and it's completely free, by the way. You can hop on the Discord. You can go to the channel. I'll probably call it Psychology Sunday, or it'll be named something. But then I'll have this pasted in there, and you can just copy and paste it somewhere, and you can use this for your trading. And I hope that helped you guys out, and I hope this helps me out too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I love and appreciate all of you guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.